Beautiful. Thank you for being here. And I imagine you want what's real. You are tired of the surface stuff in spirituality and cheap psychological advice that just keeps you stuck in the same rut, and a spirituality that, yeah, after years, you find yourself even more disconnected than before. You know all the concepts in your head, and you know about oneness, and yet, how does it pan out when you can't live it in your relationships? Among the challenges that this world presents, no one, believe me, no one is left out. I'm not either. Doesn't matter how advanced you are, you still get to have the ups and downs that is part of this life here on earth. Both the pain and the joy equally. It just is the deal here. And anybody who tells you otherwise, it's fake. It's not true. So I want to just clean up a couple of misconceptions that I've seen with so many people I work with over, 30 years now. People get stuck in, and it causes more suffering. We want to be liberated through our suffering. And I say on purpose through, because sometimes it just is what it is. You experience suffering. I wish you wouldn't. I wish everybody would be entirely free of that. There is, however, a way of approaching this that leads to liberation, not from, but through. And this is an important word. To learn to walk through things in a way that where you find more joy, where you find more courage, where you find more strength, where you find gifts you did not even know you had. And often the approach is both in the psychological and the spiritual area. Get rid of whatever ails you. Big problem. Now, I'm Dr. Nicola Madora, and I've worked as a psychologist, holistic therapist, Hakomi therapist, and spiritual teacher. Yes, I was asked to teach from several masters after intense trainings. Doesn't mean I got all the answers. It just means I feel I have a gift and a duty. I'm honored to pass forward what can make your way easier, but also a way that liberates. I've walked this way, and there is no end to it, by the way. Because after realization comes the embodiment, the living it in the dirt of the streets of our world. And to make a difference here. And that's what inspires me to keep going and to hold the torch for you. And with that, I want to give you a couple of pieces that you might find helpful. So as I said in the beginning, approaching suffering from a get rid of thought. Well, you just get more of it. Bypassing, spiritual bypassing, now a known word, doesn't work either, because the result is you're more disconnected. Life is the greatest teacher, whether we like it or not. And life presents us continually with opportunities to awaken and to meet whatever arises. And I say whatever. The crap, the conflicts, as well as the beauty and the joy from love, from presence. And the further you go, the more life says, great, you are bigger now, so you can meet this challenge, or you can come into union. Whatever it is that you're invited to, your approach can be so much simpler when you say, the pain, if I go all the way through and feel it and allow it to move through me, it always leads into greater love and capacity. The joy is the same. And we want to pick, of course, we want to just have the joy and no pain. It's normal. It's so normal. And we armor ourselves against pain. And we do all sorts of hula hoops, including some spiritual teachings. Oh, this is negative. This is a low vibration, your anger. It's BS. That's not true. It's a gateway. How is it? How is the anger a gateway? For example, if you go to the root and stay present with it, it unravels a greater power within you. And thereby you can stand more clear without defensiveness and set boundaries. The same is true for if you allow yourself to experience the fullness of your joy. Guess what happens? There, again, what is revealed is such a profound union sometimes. So there are many, many gifts in that. And I don't want you to miss out on this by walking on the surface and trying to avoid pain and gaining more joy, or trying to avoid anger and becoming like vanilla ice cream with so much rage suppressed that you explode when somebody triggers you. That's not liberation. That's a straitjacket with some spiritual sprinkles on top. This liberation way that I teach, it's to liberate the whole of you from the fetters that bind, from the delusions, from all the stuff, the conditionings that we carry around for centuries. And our ancestors, they're waiting for you. They're waiting that finally one will end the misery of lifetimes. The animals, the plants, the whole of life is waiting or nudging us on, so we turn and wake up. You probably are on the way already. And I want to just really tell you that if things don't go so well in your life right now, it's not because you have done something wrong, or that you are wrong, or that something is wrong with you. it's also not that life is against you. Life is just is. And when, when you're challenged, it's not for you to try to overcome and get rid of stuff, but rather walk through with as much presence that you can meet it with as much heart that you can open to and allow the love to flow through. So we're not talking about love and light. When people say that, sometimes, oh, love and light, sounds very sweet. And sometimes it's really so fake, because in the next moment when, they feel triggered, there is no more love and light as the passive aggressiveness. You probably have acted it out, or you have experienced it in one way or another. And for this path, I would say, for this liberation way, where you're free to meet whatever is arising in you and in this world, so we can make a difference, so we can lead differently, so we can plant our staff for what we truly believe in and speak our voice. By the way, your voice is really needed now. So we have the courage. For this, we need we need to unravel the layers and to come into our power, into our true power, into our true essence, into a love that carries us through everything, where fear is not a dominating force anymore, but it's the truth that sets you free. Doesn't mean you don't experience fear. That's also a misconception. You just don't clutch and get tight around it and follow it. You use fear in order to liberate stuck energy, tight energy, contraction. If that's what's happening, by all means, welcome it. Easier said than done, right? And I would say that in my own life, walking this liberation way, walking, to live this holy, this sacred, right in the streets, in my relationships, of course I get challenged. And I also experience a grace, a bliss, a love that is not determined by how nice people are to me or how not nice they are. It shines anyway. And to root into that, for me, and I imagine it would be the same, it's the same for you, is the greatest gift, to live that kind of, that love that doesn't shy away, that doesn't cut off out of fear. A love that says, yep, I'm feeling great, and the love is greater than that. The power is greater than that. It resides in you. So for that, for this path, it sounds simple, and yet I would say it's not the easiest, I won't lie to you. But it's worth every drop of sweat, every drop of blood, and every tears of laughter of joy. And I invite you to walk this liberation way in one way or another, because you are here for a reason. And if you wish, I'll give you a hand. Thank you so much for being here and being willing to live that holy, to live that Dharma in the streets of our world for your own sake and all beings.